Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
The violent interaction of individuals or groups entering into combat. The armies met in the shock of battle. A sudden jarring impact. All the jars and jolts were smoothed out by the shock absorbers. Surprise greatly. Knock someone's socks off. A mechanical damper. Absorbs energy of sudden impulses. The old car needed a new set of shocks. A reflex response to the passage of electric current through the body. Subjects received a small electric shock when they made the wrong response. An unpleasant or disappointing surprise. It came as a shock to learn that he was injured. An instance of agitation of the Earth's crust. The first shock of the earthquake came shortly after noon while workers were at lunch. The feeling of distress and disbelief that you have when something bad happens accidentally. He was numb with shock. Inflict a trauma upon. Strike with disgust or revulsion. The scandalous behavior of this married woman shocked her friends. A bushy thick mass, especially hair. He had an unruly shock of black hair. A pile of sheaves of grain set on end in a field to dry. Stalks of Indian corn set up in a field. Corn is bound in small sheaves and several sheaves are set up together in shocks. Collect or gather into shocks. Shock grain. Collide violently. Pathology. Bodily collapse or near collapse caused by inadequate oxygen delivery to the cells, characterized by reduced cardiac output and rapid heartbeat and circulatory insufficiency and pallor. Loss of blood is an important cause of shock. Strike with horror or terror. The news of the bombing shocked her. Subject to electrical shocks. The violent interaction of individuals or groups entering into combat. Have an effect upon. Influencing strongly. A forceful consequence, a strong effect. The book had an important impact on my thinking. Press or wedge together, pack together. The striking of one body against another. A sudden jarring impact. All the jars and jolts were smoothed out by the shock absorbers. Be incompatible. Be or come into conflict. Shock physically. The quantity contained in a jar. He drank a jar of beer. Move or cause to move with a sudden jerky motion. Affect in a disagreeable way. This play jarred the audience. A vessel, usually cylindrical, with a wide mouth and without handles. Place in a cylindrical vessel. Jar the jam. A sudden jarring impact. The door closed with a jolt. An abrupt spasmodic movement. Move or cause to move with a sudden jerky motion. Disturb someone's composure. The audience was jolted by the play. A sudden jarring impact. Move up and down repeatedly. Surprise greatly. Knock someone's socks off. Surprise greatly. Knock someone's socks off. The inside lower horizontal surface, as of a room, hallway, tent, or other structure. They needed rugs to cover the bare floors. Surprise greatly. knock someone's socks off. I was floored when I heard that I was promoted. A lower limit. The government established a wage floor. Knock down with force. A large room in an exchange where the trading is done. He is a floor trader. A structure consisting of a room or set of rooms at a single position along a vertical scale. The bottom surface of any lake or other body of water. The ground on which people and animals move about. The fire spared the forest floor. The legislative hall where members debate and vote and conduct other business. There was a motion from the floor. The lower inside surface of any hollow structure. The floor of the pelvis. The occupants of a floor. The whole floor complained about the lack of heat. The parliamentary right to address an assembly. The chairman granted him the floor. Surprise greatly. Knock someone's socks off. A mechanical damper. Absorbs energy of sudden impulses. Protect from impact. Cushion the blow. A soft bag filled with air or a mass of padding such as feathers or foam rubber, etc. The layer of air that supports a hovercraft or similar vehicle. A mechanical damper. Absorbs energy of sudden impulses. A reflex response to the passage of electric current through the body. Subjects received a small electric shock when they made the wrong response. The use of electricity to administer punishment or torture. They used cattle prods to administer electric shocks. Trauma caused by the passage of electric current through the body, as from contact with high voltage lines or being struck by lightning, usually involves burns and abnormal heart rhythm and unconsciousness. A reflex response to the passage of electric current through the body. Make a mess of, destroy or ruin. Be in motion due to some air or water current. The leaves were blowing in the wind. An impact, as from a collision. A strong current of air. Spend thoughtlessly. Throw away. Provide sexual gratification through oral stimulation. An unfortunate happening that hinders or impedes, something that is thwarting or frustrating. Melt, break, or become otherwise unusable. An unpleasant or disappointing surprise. Show off. Leave. Informal or rude. Let's blow this place. Street names for cocaine. Be inadequate or objectionable. This blows. Forceful exhalation through the nose or mouth. He gave his nose a loud blow. Allow to regain its breath. Blow a horse. A powerful stroke with the fist or a weapon. A blow on the head. Be blowing or storming. Burst suddenly. Cause air to go in, on, or through. Cause to be revealed and jeopardized. The double agent was blown by the other side. Cause to move by means of an air current. Exhale hard. Blow on the soup to cool it down. Free of obstruction by blowing air through. Blow one's nose. Lay eggs. Certain insects are said to blow. Make a sound as if blown. Play or sound a wind instrument. Shape by blowing. Sound by having air expelled through a tube. Spend lavishly or wastefully on. Spout moist air from the blowhole. An instance of agitation of the Earth's crust. To cause someone to lose clear vision, especially from intense light. Confusion characterized by lack of clarity. The feeling of distress and disbelief that you have when something bad happens accidentally. His mother's death left him in a daze. Overcome as with astonishment or disbelief. Marginal consciousness. Someone stole his wallet while he was in a drunken stupor. The feeling of distress and disbelief that you have when something bad happens accidentally. Inflict a trauma upon. Inflict a trauma upon. Strike with disgust or revulsion. Fill with apprehension or alarm. Cause to be unpleasantly surprised. Strike with disgust or revulsion. Fill with apprehension or alarm. Cause to be unpleasantly surprised. Hurt the feelings of. Act in disregard of laws, rules, contracts, or promises. Offend all laws of humanity. Strike with disgust or revulsion. Cause to feel resentment or indignation. Her tactless remark offended me. The act of scandalizing. A disgraceful event. Violate the sacred character of a place or language. A feeling of righteous anger. Strike with disgust or revulsion. Force someone to have sex against their will. A wantonly cruel act. Strike with disgust or revulsion. Strike with disgust or revulsion. Worthless material that is to be disposed of. Dispose of something useless or old. Scrap your old computer. A small fragment of something broken off from the whole. The act of fighting any contest or struggle. The unhappy couple got into a terrible scrap. Have a disagreement over something. These two fellows are always scrapping over something. A small piece of something that is left over after the rest has been used. She jotted it on a scrap of paper. Make into scrap or refuse. Scrap the old airplane and sell the parts. Be engaged in a fight. Carry on a fight. Siblings are always fighting. A hostile meeting of opposing military forces in the course of a war. Make a strenuous or labored effort. The act of fighting any contest or struggle. A fight broke out at the hockey game. Exert oneself continuously, vigorously, or obtrusively to gain an end or engage in a crusade for a certain cause or person. Be an advocate for. Fight against or resist strongly. Don't fight it. An aggressive willingness to compete. The team was full of fight. A boxing or wrestling match. The fight was on television last night. An intense verbal dispute. A violent fight over the bill is expected in the Senate. Engaged in or ready for military or naval operations. Review the fighting forces. The act of fighting, any contest or struggle. There was fighting in the streets. An engagement fought between two military forces. The act of fighting, any contest or struggle. Battle or contend against in or as if in a battle. The Kurds are combating Iraqi troops in northern Iraq. Come upon, as if by accident, meet with. An impact, as from a collision. The bump threw him off the bicycle. Knock against with force or violence. My car bumped into the tree. Assign to a lower position, reduce in rank. Remove or force from a position of dwelling previously occupied. Something that bulges out or is protuberant or projects from its surroundings. A lump on the body caused by a blow. Dance erotically or dance with the pelvis thrust forward. Bump and grind. The act of surprising someone. Attack by storm. Attack suddenly. A sudden unexpected event. Cause to be surprised. The news really surprised me. Come upon or take unawares. She surprised the couple. The astonishment you feel when something totally unexpected happens to you.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.